Hi, it's Kylie Koo. Welcome to my studio. So today I'm going to be making some mixed media tiles which I'll then make into a mosaic on a canvas board. So I already had the cereal box which I had previously covered with pieces of newspaper, just glued them down. So while some people use chipboard or dominoes or thicker cardboard as I've done in the past, this time I'm just using this because it was handy and ready for me to start. So all I've done is to put down a thin layer of white gesso. I thinned it out with some water and I sprayed some ink into it, and I'm now going to just do some general stamping all over. So let me give a shout out to other folks that have been doing the junk use it or lose it videos. So this time we have Maggie Lockley, BettsyDoodle, Nina Ribena, Crafting Vicky, Crystal Dragonfly and CraftySamarita. And as always, if I've missed anyone, then please do let me know. So here I am just preparing that background, and what I'll do in a moment is actually just to cut out the main panels and take those edges off. Now, can I just also say that I put up a video yesterday, which was Thursday, which was Holiday Traditions, and that was a collaboration with Ash from Ash's Vision and Diana from Artfully Yours with Diana. Now, unfortunately, I jumped to starting gun with that, and I put my video up before they were ready. So the links that should have been there are not there as yet, but as soon as they are, I will certainly put the links into that video. So I've cut one of the panels from the cereal box into different sizes of pieces, and all I'm doing now is to take some scraps of paper left over from previous projects, and I'm just gluing some of these down. Now some of these I will cut further, but at this stage it's just about getting some of those down. And there I'm actually using some jelly papers that I had left over from previous. Now I think tiles are fun to do, and in the past I've made them with, I suppose, positive affirmation words on them, and they're nice to have and just to look at from time to time. I was going to show them today, but I couldn't find them. And while I was doing this, the post arrived, so I just took that postage stamp off an envelope and I've just used that as well. And now all I'm going to do is to use my StazOn ink and that stamping set just to stamp a couple of words. So I really can't believe that I'm now at week 9 of junk use it or lose it. The weeks just seem to have flown in, and yeah, next week, week 10, which will be the last week of the projects, I will do a roundup the week after that, and then I'm supposed to lose most of my junk. That's going to be interesting. Who thinks I'll do it? Let me know in the comments below. So it's been a lot of fun seeing everybody else participating in this and seeing all those videos. I've still got quite a number to catch up on though, so yeah, I'll be doing that as soon as possible. Certainly hope to get some time over the holiday period to get caught up with videos. And now I'm just going to hand write a sentiment. I think it's quite nice to do a mixture of the kind of printed and the handwritten, but you know, it's whatever floats your boat in a sense. People do what they feel comfortable with. So just tearing this piece out, and then I will also attach it to a piece of card. Now at this stage the ink wasn't entirely dry on the cardboard box, so I was being, or trying to be careful when I was gluing the papers down, just so that I didn't transfer any of the ink onto it. And just trying to find pieces here that will fit, because although I'd cut them various sizes. It was amazing how quickly I was getting through them. And just going over them with a very light layer of Mod Podge just to help seal them. And now just taking various stamps from that set, and I also take a key from another set, and I'm just going to do a bit of stamping on them. Really just trying to get that mixed media effect and a bit of interest going. Now these can be like individual mini pieces of art. You know, some people put a lot of work into them. But you know, as always, you can make them as simple or as complex as you want them to be. I was slightly limited for time today, and for that reason I was kind of doing it fairly quickly. So these particular tiles will not be as thick as some I've made before or as others make, but nevertheless I think they're fit for purpose. So just taking the edges off those there, just trying to trim them up a bit. I don't seem capable of actually cutting in a straight line though, so you know, there's a few not entirely straight, but it's okay. And you'll see that in the bottom left there I've already looked out some charms that I decided I would use as well. I had also laid out some washi tape, but in the end I didn't use that. So what I'm explaining here is that off to the side, off camera, I actually painted a canvas, and I've painted it black. I wanted it to be drying while I was doing this next stage, and all I'm doing here is taking the paint that was left on my paintbrush, the black paint, and just going round the edges just to get rid of any white or cardboard coloured pieces. And I decided to take some bronze and some glorious gold from Deco Art and just to go over each of the tiles with a bit of colour as well. Now again here I hadn't actually made certain that the black was fully dry. That was just because I was rushing, so I did give them a quick dry and then went back to putting the bronze and the gold on. I think that just helps give it an added bit of interest. I hadn't set out to do a particular theme here, but it just kind of developed as I got into it. So I'm now taking a Stabilo. This is a brand new pencil, but actually the lead came out of it, the end of the lead, so I just used a piece of lead on its own. And all I'm doing is highlighting some of the rough edges around the paper just to help them stand out. And I'm just using a blending stump just to blend it in a little bit. I didn't want to use water because that would have dampened everything again. So, and I did want it to be quite bold. So, as I say, I just used the blending stump to take the hard edges off it. And just on some of those other pieces, just adding little bits of interest as well. Some of the stamping wasn't quite as good as I would have liked, but as I always say, you work with what you've got, and I just decided to go with it. I think sometimes stamps like that can look quite interesting as well when it's not the full image. And just took some gold pen there just to give little bits of highlights on some of the cards. And just going over the statement there because the paint had kind of blocked some of it out. And likewise with the two printed statements. And giving them a very quick dry at this stage before I start to put glossy accents on them. Now, because the nozzle on my glossy accents is broken off, it does tend to come out in quite a blob, a large blob, and that's why I'm actually using a paintbrush with it. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I think you're just supposed to guide it on and let it come out, but I would have ended up with way too much on it, so that's what I'm doing. Slight danger there, you can see it on that one that says parcel post that it's dragged some of the stabilo a little bit, but you know, it's not too bad. And then I'm just attaching the charms to certain pieces after the glossy accents has gone down, and that just helps it stick. And there's my board, and that measures 10 by 8. So once the various tiles have dried, they're not fully dry at this stage, but almost, I just start to look at how I'm going to arrange them as a mosaic on the canvas board. And I change it a little bit once I actually start to stick them down. But I just use the glossy accents again to do that. Now, one of the things I'd forgotten to do at the start was to actually sand down the reverse of the cereal box. So it did take quite a bit of gluing to put it down. And I may in fact have to go back round some of the edges. I couldn't press too firmly on those that had the glossy accents on the top because I was in danger of damaging that. So that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then please give it the thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you next week for week 10 and for any other videos in between. So thanks very much for watching, and bye for now.